This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You prepared your kids for their first steps. The first day at school, their first dance, that big test, all the wins along the way. With a College Savings Iowa 529 plan, you'll prepare them for even more. Register before May 31st for a chance to win a $1,000 contribution. Visit collegesavingsiowa.com to make the first move toward a bright future. College Savings Iowa. It's how parents get through college. Administered by the State Treasurer of Iowa.
Hashtag no music, no intro. A action-packed episode of Hashtag Saints for Podcast, recording Monday night. This was the first day of the legal tampering period in the NFL. And ironically enough, a lot of the moves that happened today didn't even involve the Saints in signing anyone, but a lot of free agents on the Saints have new destinations, and we got a lot to talk about. First place I do want to talk about, though, is something that happened over the weekend. We recorded Friday night. Saturday comes around, boom, the extension that we were waiting for with Juwan Johnson happened. 2-year deal. And we talked about on the Friday episode of just like us as them needing to show us that they were at least serious in some type of way of retaining their talent that they've homegrown. So he is locked up on a 2-year contract extension. And I was happy to see it, man, because it was just like if they fuck this up, if they had messed this up, I was going to be irate.
That was a good day. No, it was a good day, bro, because you had Derek Carr, do his kind of initial presser.
Oh, man, I got to talk. We don't even need – that's so much happened today. I don't even know we're going to talk.
That felt like a week ago. Like, we didn't worry about that. But, it was just nice to see Derek Carr, he just do it. And, he looks like a franchise quarterback. I'm not saying he's a franchise quarterback, but, he just had that aura about him. He was very, I don't know how to put it. He was very eloquent and all that stuff and the way he talked. And it was nice to see, like, okay, the Saints, it was just nice to see that the Saints got that done. They got the deal done.
Right.
And then a couple of hours later, boom, you lock up Juwan Johnson. It's like, okay, we got us a good day. It's a Saints fan. Those are few and far between, bro.
Few and far between, my dude. But it was like you said, like it was a good day. Like it was just like, all right, like do I know how this is going to play out? No. But even if they felt like they had to increase their offer to Derek Carr to land him, which they did, It was like, man, you compare what he got to like what someone like a Daniel Jones is getting. Like I almost went down the rabbit hole. I don't remember what day it was. It may have been Friday. It may have been after we had recorded, actually. I don't remember what day it was. But, like, I just watched the first quarter of week 1 of last season for the Raiders. They were going against the Chargers. And I was watching the Raiders offense. And Derek Carr was just doing just little simple things as a quarterback where we as fans have experienced Andy Dalton, Trevor Siemian. It's like, okay. Yes. Like, yes.
Just like we need that. We need that.
Yeah, it's just making.
It's not even a big flashy thing.
It's not even the big. Like there was a play where there was pressure, and he was able to kind of sidestep it, step up in the pocket, and hit Devontae Adams on a pass, like a comeback route that converted a first down. I clicked the X window, bro, on my browser. I said, you know what?
$30 million well spent. Fuck it.
well, fucking spent. It's not about money, bro. $30 million well spent. But they retained Juwan Johnson, and this may sound, and this I'm trying not to sound too fanboy-ish, because if anyone has been very just realistic, I think we've been that. Mm-hmm. Juwan Johnson might get to a Pro Bowl fucking around with Derek Carr, bro.
Mm-hmm. Best believe, bro. Best believe. Like it's in the realm of possibility. It's not, it's not crazy at all. You saw what he did with Andy Dalton with a very, limited offense. Him going into his, fourth year, I guess, fifth year, can't remember, fourth year. He ready, bro. Like he can get the targets. He was close already. He was really close.
Yeah.
You know how the Pro Bowl is. It's it's a losing team. So, kind of a popularity contest. So if the Saints can kind of be a winning team this year and have him produce, he right there, bro. And I just love to see that. Like me, just as a fan, I love to see players come in as a undrafted free agent. Started as a wide receiver. Was not looking good as a wide receiver, to be honest. But he had that size and stuff. So for him to, for the Saints to say, okay, let's just try at tight end, and for him to just go all in with that and just continue working at it. Didn't start perfectly, but you saw the athleticism and the movement skills, and you kept building and working on it, and you start to see, his work come to fruition. You just love to see that. For him to get a nice payday, bro, that's like, man, come on, man. That's what like every
it's
like
a success story,
dream,
man.
Bro. It's a success story, exactly. So I love it.
And like, how do you not enjoy a success story? Just it was good vibes, right?
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday was good vibes, and I don't want to bury the lead. Yes, the Saints needed the quarterback. They got their quarterback. They retained Juwan Johnson on a 2-year deal, but I just want to thank the Minnesota Vikings from the bottom of my fucking heart. Ooh, I'm home. I'm happy. Just Ryan. I needed him gone. I need him gone.
It's like the end of the Jackson 5 movie, man. Thank you. And it was so funny because, like, Falcons Twitter and all that was like, y'all losing to Davenport. We like, thank you, man.
We going to celebration and we about the second line this bitch. Like, what y'all talking about?
13 million? Ooh.
Nope.
I hope that work out. I hope it work out. Well, I really don't hope it work out for the Vikings, but that's your problem now.
I ain't gotta worry about it.
I ain't gotta think about it. I'm gonna miss the little jokes. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I'm gonna miss the jokes. But we'll find somebody in the cloud.
Yeah, I mean, you already know who lined up to start taking the brunt of those motherfuckers. Mr. Cheesy himself. Just smile. Hey. Nigga, the Fonz, get the fuck out of here. Anyway, listen, I'll say this: the Saints, and you know this, we as fans know this. Sometimes the Saints' best luck they have, whether it be where they're trying to trade for a player, sign a player, draft a player, sometimes it's just luck, and you just luck out.
Mm-hmm.
To the final hour, the Saints were in close negotiation. Fuck it. The Saints were in close negotiations for finalizing the deal to bring Marcus Davenport back. Like, those are facts. The Minnesota Vikings came in, put an offer in that was a little too rich, too good for the Saints' blood, and boom, he's a Viking. Now, wouldn't it be the most? I only want to put this out there. Wouldn't it be the most Saints ever though? If there's always that one player in free agency that commits to a team and then changes their mind on Wednesday, bruh. And
that would be hilarious, bro.
Do you know how?
Bro, I'm gonna have to refollow
No.
Unfollow.
Nope. You're not getting fucking. I saw your unfollowed, and then I had to unfollow him. If some shit comes up and like there's enough time, we're like, oh, I had to change a heart, like Anthony Barr did a couple of years ago. There's always one. There's always one every free agency. Yeah. But if it's him, bro, I need this to be finalized. I need the pictures of fucking him signing the contract and posted on Vikings Twitter, bro. I need it. I don't want a possibility of him coming back on it. Because as enticed as they were with bringing him back, and I get it, they need bodies. Like their defensive line, we're going to go through the other moves with like Shai Tuttle leaving, David Onyemata leaving, like Davenport leaving. It is barren out there, Ryan. It is barren on the defensive line.
Barren, bro.
Good friend posed this to me in that Malcolm Roach, third, fourth string defensive tackle, decided that he would rather test the free agency market whether than taking whatever deal New Orleans offered him to start. And he is from Louisiana. What?
Oh, you jumping shit, bro.
That's not to say he's going to get a deal out there, but it's just like, man, those are players, and I don't like to compare to errors, but like those are players that like in the Sean days, like that's a easy, like boom, 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 done. Yeah. Wouldn't have to worry about it. It's a different team now.
Yeah, different team.
Whatever money that they were thinking about spending on Davenport, because obviously they were thinking of spending something on him. Go get someone else, please. Please.
Somebody, bro. And yeah, right now they couldn't fill the defense right now. Couldn't fill the defensive line. Prince Emili.
Sounds like a fake player. Sounds like a fake player.
Prince Emili is the only defensive tackle on the team right now. Prince Emili, bro. Who is that? Who?
No clue. No clue. Would not be surprised. It's a little it's not really news because it's such a huge need, but would not be shocked or surprised at all as if the first pick in the draft, the Saints use it on defensive line, whether it's edge rusher, defensive tackle.
Come on now. That's not even a question. We know that.
It's not.
We know that's going to happen. The question is, will it be at 29 or will it be like at 14 or something like that?
Oh boy. I don't even want to go into that.
You know how they are, bro. Get it. They're going to target 3 players and the D linemen going to start flying off and they're going to be calling the Eagles. What's up, man?
So let's kind of go through at least some of the defensive line departures. We talked about Davenport. David Onyemata signs a contract with the Falcons. Shai Tuttle signs a contract with the Panthers. And Davenport's with the Vikings. Yes, I'm sure there's some of those players they didn't want to retain. But part of me is like, David Onyemata really had been good since he's been off PEDs, bro. Like,
yeah.
Like, part of me, just as a fan, is asking how big of losses are these losses?
Seriously.
Yes, it kind of getting back to depth and having defensive line,
right?
But we've been talking we've been talking about like how the interior of the defensive line has been ass for a while now.
Obviously, it's a pill you got to swallow, bro.
Yes,
because I just feel like they've needed fresh bodies in there for a while now. You know what I'm saying? And
yes,
in the immediate short term, it might be bad. You know what I'm saying? Like because they do have to fill holes. And Onyemata was a starter. No question about it. You're losing a starter. And say what you want about him, but he was a solid starting defensive tackle. That's why he got paid that money.
Yes.
And even those guys are hard to find. You know what I'm saying? So that's a loss. Ellis, you reported on it plenty of times that he most likely wasn't going to be kept. Once they converted that the Mario Davis money, you kind of sort of write it on the wall like, they got Pete Werner. Demario Davis not going nowhere at least for the next year or two. So they just didn't really they wouldn't figure out a way to keep Ellis. Like they didn't love him enough to figure out a way. Like if they loved him enough, they could have figured out a way, but they just didn't.
They didn't. And it's something I really been saying kind of for a while. Like I kind of said it as the season was winding down. I was like, I don't know if the Saints gonna prioritize Kaden Ellis, bro. Like it just that was just the sense I was getting in talking to different people. And then another thing that I was saying on this podcast is like the one person that really stood on the table and went to bat for Kaden Ellis was Ryan Nielsen.
Exactly.
Where's Ryan Nielsen at? He's now the defensive coordinator of the Falcons. So
Terry Fontenot, who helped draft him, you know what I'm saying?
So you put all those, those strings and those lines together, it's like, oh, okay, well, that makes complete sense. Because, listen, I know Kaden Ellis recently, I think it was, I don't know who he did the interview with. It could have been with Chris. It could have been with John. I think it was maybe been with Chris. As poetically as he waxed about Dennis Allen, the person that believed in him the most and the person that demanded that he get playing time and get snaps on the defense was Ryan Nielsen. Right. And so the fact that he is with Ryan Nielsen makes a lot of sense. I was kind of hinting at it as much as I could, as the season was winding down and all that. And to me, like, that is a loss. Like, It's a loss because I saw him as an ascending player.
Oh, no question.
I already know what's going to happen, bro. When he gonna light up the Saints.
Oh, you already know, bro. You already know. And that's the thing that stings about the losses, because they went to NFC South teams, bro. Yes. And even Davenport, even though he went to the Vikings, that's a team. That's kind of like a outer division rival, kind of. You know what I'm saying? We always end up meeting at some point. So yeah, I just hated to see them stay in the NFC and go to teams I hate. But that was the only really part that really bugged me. Losing them, and like Ellis, that sucked because he was your second best pass rusher, bro. He was,
man.
Like you losing, that's a loss, bro. That's a loss. I would have loved to see them figure it out. On the flip side, bro, it's like, can y'all figure out what to do with Zach Bone, bro?
Please speak on it, bro.
And I was listening to somebody. I can't remember the podcast, but they was talking about Hassan Reddick. How when the Arizona Cardinals drafted him, they tried to make him this kind of jack of all trades linebacker, and he sucked. He looked like a bust. Honestly, he looked like a bust. And then
it's what Arizona does.
Does with everybody, like
everybody, bro.
Every linebacker they get is like, look at this
linebacker, like safety, like they are just terrible. Anyway, that it's on my radar how bad they are. Like they're like, let's draft these players that don't have a position, and then they have no idea how to fucking use them. Absolutely
nuts. And then he went to the Panthers, I believe.
Yes,
scored a lot. It was like, oh, this is good. Then he went to the Eagles. And what the Eagles did was, they had him as a fifth rusher, not a blitzer, but as a fifth rusher. They would play 5-2, and they would put him on the outside as a fifth rusher, which would predominantly get him lined up against a tight end. And we talk about that all the time.
Oh God,
he lined up on the tight end. We saw that in the what was the divisional game against the 49ers. And he was
the backup tight end is what Brock Purdy got.
Brock Purdy got hurt. It was smoking.
Can we take a quick timeout? As smart and as brilliant as coaches Sean Payton, Kyle Shanahan are, why is it that they, and maybe it's just ego, maybe I know the answer to this question, But we even saw it with Sean at points where tight end 2, tight end 3 is designed schematically to block an edge rusher. And usually it's like a good edge rusher on a pass play action. And I think that a lot of it is like, let's throw this look out here where we're doing a heavy set, so they're going to think it's going to be run, but we're going to play action off this run and do a pass. Listen, we have seen it so many times that those matchups don't work schematically, and quarterbacks, it's such a sorry, Patrick Claiborne, it's such a momentum change because those plays usually can change the entire outcome of a game.
Yeah, bro. We see it so many times, bro. It's like, why would you use a tight end there?
It's one of my biggest pet peeves.
Except when you got like Peyton Turner on the side, because I see them get stonewalled by tight ends, bro.
Hey, let me get to the quarterback one time, bro.
Stonewall, bro. Like, come on, man.
Get this nigga out my face. Anyway, sorry. It's a thing on my radar. But yes, getting back to what you were saying, Hassan Reddick.
That was Zach Bond. That was Zach Bond. Just make him a fifth rusher. And they did it a little bit last year. They started doing it a little bit. But make him a fifth rusher.
He was getting some pretty decent pressures here and there.
Right, man. He get favorable matchups. Just do that. Oh, this team. Yeah, bro.
The 2018 draft class and that 2020 draft class has completely set back the team.
Bruh. That's why I don't want to hear shit from Nick Wright about the cap and all that shit. Like, you want to criticize. Like, there are legitimate things to criticize the Saints about. Legitimate. Yes. And I would, like, if he listed the right ones out, I'd retweet the shit out that shit. But this man talking about dead money and the cap and this and all that, bro, that shit ain't got shit to do with what the real problem is, bro. That 2018 draft, like we talked about it on this podcast. Boy, that thing set the Saints back, bro. That shit set the Saints back. Then to come back around with 2020.
We did a whole episode on it.
Whole episode. Then to come back with 2020. Oh, man.
Yuck, bro.
Yuck, man.
And then 2019, you got Eric McCoy, you got CD Deuce. CD Deuce ain't even on the team no more, bro.
On the team no more, bro. Ain't on the team no more.
It's all about player retention. Let's get to, honestly, this is me being honest, the biggest surprise thus far the offseason is Jameis Winston accepting a reduced contract to come back to the Saints to back up Derek Carr.
It just shocked me, bro. I just didn't see it happening.
Didn't see it coming at all. Did not see that coming at all. And I think some of it was just one of those things where you could kind of go through the teams and kind of quickly realize, like, man, there's not many open starting quarterback positions. And it's like, do I get on the open market, or can I potentially just go back to New Orleans? And obviously things didn't go great last year between him and Dennis Allen. But someone made a point about this in the Discord about, like, this is going to be Jameis's fourth season in New Orleans, which is like, what?
It's crazy.
It's wild. But another thing is, I think this could be a way and just an example of the city of New Orleans still does have the ability to grab a person and just be in their heart, right?
I agree.
And I'm not saying that this is like the complete reason why Jameis is back. You know, some of it is business, and he realized, like, man, there's not a lot of places I can go to get a starting quarterback job.
Right.
But it also, like, to me, it's something like maybe he just genuinely enjoys being in New Orleans. loves the city. We
I
we
really
have
do
people
think it does, man.
and people on our Discord see him in their neighborhood, running, jogging. Shout out Elise, shout out Mark, and that means something.
Mm-hmm. No question. You see him out at Mardi Gras, French Quarters, just hanging out, bro. Look, you know how Jameis is, man. Like, sometimes comfort does mean something. You know what I'm saying? Like, just, does he really want to go somewhere and have to learn a new play to compete and all that stuff? Look, you can ride out for a year here, see where it goes. You know you're not going to be the penciled in starter or nothing like that, but, anything can happen. And, you beat a backup, bro. Get yourself healthy, because that's really the thing that kind of poisoned the well with him coming in this
Right.
year is that, he had the back injuries, the knee, the hip, everything. Like, just everything, all ankle, everything all messed up. So he just gets a chance to just kind of lay back, get himself healthy, see where things are next year with some of the other teams. And, he gets to make, he got gonna make like $4 million, could potentially make $8 million depending on what happens. So that was just a good deal. I was surprised that the Saints made the offer, and I was surprised he took it. Like, I just was surprised by both sides. Like,
well, okay. I think to the Saints, it's like we were talking about this on Friday. It's like, man, like who could be a backup quarterback that they can go after if Jameis left? And it's like Teddy Bridgewater. Like, it's not a lot of them out there, man. Like,
right.
It's dire. So I think that kind of played a factor into it too. Of like, it's kind of better. Not saying that he is this, but the devil it's sometimes better than the devil you don't know.
Do you think this like completely removes quarterback off the draft board?
I mean, I thought them signing Derek Carr did that, but if not, this absolutely does, like in my opinion. Like,
maybe the seventh round, maybe I don't know.
Maybe like I could see. I will say this: like if they. Like, I could see them, depending on like where he is in the draft, like I could see them going after a Stetson Bennett, like if he's there like in the 5th or 6th or 7th or whatever. That would make a lot of sense, and would be very New Orleans. I like Stetson Bennett as a prospect, so I wouldn't even be mad at that, honestly. But like a hot pick, yeah, I think that completely wipes it. Like, I can't even see, unless. Let me say this: like, do they have a 3rd round? I don't even know what picks they have. I need a chart. But like maybe you have someone like Hendon Hooker takes a tumble way more than expected, right? And it's like, then could I see them maybe trying to get like drafting him like in the 4th if they have a 4th? That's something I could see. But 1st or 2nd, no, that's not on the table. That's not on the table because they're. Every move that they've made and have indicated are moves of like, we are winning this division right now.
Right.
Anything else in free agency? Like, and the Saints have not signed an actual free agent yet, or maybe they have. They sound like that safety from Seattle or whatever. Yeah, he's just like a whatever. But they haven't went out and agreed to terms with any player yet. You kind of hit on it perfectly. Is like they don't have the money to really do that, so they're gonna bargain bin, shop, and thrift shop,
which is not a bad thing to do.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Like, if you look at the Saints free agents, say the last couple of years, they've done pretty good, bro. Like the players they've signed, they've done pretty good. Not perfect. They've had a few misses. Last year they took a shot on Tyrann Mathieu and Jarvis Landry. The Jarvis Landry didn't work out. Tyrann Mathieu, he kind of solidified into a decent safety, as the season went on. Who else did they draft? I mean, who else did they sign last year? Marcus May. That, his is always going to be a little disappointing because he was kind of like, the trade-off for Marcus Williams. So it's like, you would never really be satisfied with him. You know what I'm saying?
Correct.
But for the most part, if you just look at the players that they've gotten, they've waited around and gotten later in the free agency, they've done a pretty solid job, which, man, like, think about free agency is, bro, most of the players are good, but obviously there's a reason the team letting them go don't want to keep them. Sometimes there's the one that just gets away, but a lot of times there's a little something, a ding to them. And in that first wave, you're going to have to overpay. We saw it today. We saw the contract Onyemata got. We saw Ellis. Bro, Ellis, like, he just, like, this was his first year really playing, bro.
Right.
The first year really playing. To get a contract like that, like, the Saints not matching that. Hey, I mean,
No.
they were never going to match that. And that's a risk for the Falcons to take. I think he's going to, he's going to play well, but it's still a risk. It's a risk.
Oh, it is.
Risk for the Vikings to pay Davenport like that. So it's a number of risks being taken, and a lot of these players going to end up being cap casualties in 2 years. Honestly, look at the Dolphins. Look at the Dolphins with Armstead. They just moved his money around, and that dude barely played last year, bro.
Right.
Yeah, they stuck with that. You know what I'm saying? You just get a lot of that around the first wave of free agency, and it's a risk. It's risky, bro.
It is risky. That said, there is still. I do want to talk about two teams. Okay, I know. I'm just going to say this. I know with at least right now with quarterback, and a lot can change between now and August and September. The expectation is that the Saints have Derek Carr, and they should, theoretically be the favorites in the NFC South.
Mm-hmm.
Let's take a moment to hear a word from our sponsor.
Ryan, it's time to tell the listeners a secret.
Yo,
the infamous picture of you going viral on social media, sweating in the white shirt, looking confused. What people don't know is before that picture was taken, you had just mowed the lawn in the hot New Orleans heat.
Yep, sweating.
Don't know about you, but if you want to avoid becoming a meme and avoid becoming a viral hit on social media, I think instead of you mowing the lawn, there's a company out there that got you covered. That is Ground Up Landscaping Services. They service the greater New Orleans area. We've seen their work in person at the hashtag Saints for the Podcast meetup. The backyard area was outstanding.
Yeah, we know the owner of this company. He's an outstanding person, a really good dude. And look, I've seen pictures of his work done all around New Orleans. Beautiful work. Everything he takes care of, him and his crew, and he's good, honest, and on time. If you want to visit them, visit www.groundupnola.com, and you get the book a free quote. And these guys are licensed and insured. So this is not some, shade tree, guy to come cut your grass. These are dependable business professionals that will take care of your lawn. And they do beautiful work that you can check out on their Instagram and Facebook. They'll make your garden space spectacular from the ground up.
This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What's the easiest choice you can make? Window instead of middle seat? Picking a vendor who sends a great gift basket? Outsourcing business tasks you hate? What about selling with Shopify? Whether you're selling a little or a lot, Shopify helps you do your thing, however you cha-ching. Shopify is the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. From the launch your online shop stage to the first real-life store stage, all the way to the did we just hit 1 million orders stage. Shopify's there to help you grow. Whether you're selling scented soap or offering outdoor outfits, Shopify helps you sell. Wherever and whatever you're selling, Shopify's got you covered. Sign up for a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/try. Go to shopify.com/try now to grow your business, no matter what stage you're in. Shopify.com/try.
When you need mealtime inspiration, it's worth shopping Baker's, where you'll find over 30,000 mouth-watering choices that excite your inner foodie. And no matter what tasty choice you make, you'll enjoy our everyday low prices, plus extra ways to save, like digital coupons worth over $600 each week. You can also save up to $1 off per gallon at the pump with fuel points. More savings and more inspiring flavors make shopping Baker's worth it every time. Baker's, fresh for everyone. Fuel restrictions apply.
Panthers making some moves today, getting Von Bell, adding on to a defense that has given the Saints offense fits. Like, they have not played well against that Panthers defense. Yes, Jameis was hurt. That to me is like, oh, okay. The Falcons go out and go get a safety like Jesse Bates. That's a move that I'm like, okay. So I am not gonna be the one to, and me and Max, our dude Max, Darp saying we got to bet on it. He's taking the over. I'm predicting, because we had this bet made. I think it was on Friday, Thursday. Don't remember what day it was. He asked me how many games I thought the Saints would win, and I said right now I'm saying 7. And he's all in. He's saying over, and like the old fan in me wants to have that same thing, but like
you just got to keep remembering. You got to remember some of these games last year, bro. Like
that, and I said it perfectly to a friend. It's like I don't care how good on paper the Saints look, and they should be better in the NFC South. I keep telling myself this is a DA-led team, and until he can show that he is more than just a below 500 head coach, I can't go above 7. And I know people are like, that's low. Like, no, man. Like, what has he shown? Yes. Now, health was a huge thing last season. And so if they're even moderately more healthy than they were last season, I think that can change things dramatically. But it's like, I need to see it first.
Oh, I need to see it. Absolutely. And I'm interested to see if the offense is better, which it should be. If the offense is better, would that give him confidence to be a little more aggressive? On 4th down, on 3rd down, in certain situations. Has he learned from his mistakes from last year? They took it easy in the offseason, bro. They took it easy. And we saw how that played out early in the year with the defense. We saw how it played out with the offense, with all the penalties and all that stuff. Will he run a clean operation this year? Was he able to learn from his mistakes? I can't answer that right now. We'll see.
Can't, man. No, you can't.
But, I think bringing in it's crazy because it's Derek Carr, because he's not like this super franchise quarterback. But if you listen to him, it seemed like he understood the things that are important. He talked about being here early in the Saints offseason and OTAs and all that stuff. So it's going to be interesting to see, if the team kind of circles around him.
Bro, Derek Carr gonna come to OTAs and DA ain't gonna even be there. He like, huh?
He on vacation, man.
Derek, come back in 2 weeks, bro. We chilling.
Like, bro, it's voluntary, bro. Voluntary. You don't know.
But it's people got in our mentions doing that presser, and they're like, "Oh, sounds like OTA is gonna be a thing, and the attendance gonna be better." And I was like, I mean, that depends on DA. Like, you know what I mean? Like, as great as Derek Carr is, and his pressure was good, and I enjoyed the rah-rah. Man, if DA, but to your point though, I do want to say this: there is this kind of like, all right, he's the guy, he's the quarterback. Let's follow him. Let's follow his lead. Even if the coach is saying, yeah, they're voluntary. Well, shit, if my quarterback's there, I want to be on the same page with him. I need to be at OTAs too, right? Yeah. I do think that part of it is important. And And even something like that compared to like a player like Zach Wilson.
Right.
Zach Wilson had like one of my biggest things, and this was something that I don't know if it got under evaluated when he was a prospect, or people didn't dig enough. Don't know why sports teams don't have sports psychologists to talk to prospects, but whatever. Like he had no accountability as his shitty he was playing. He was like, "Oh, I felt like I did enough to win. Like that's on them." You are the quarterback, sir. Like even if you feel like that's the case, and it wasn't because he was playing awful, there's like this thing where like you're kind of like they're not supposed to like be able to say those things out loud because they're the quarterback, right? So Derek Carr kind of does bring that gravitas, even though it's just Derek Carr, which is so weird.
It's so weird, bro. It's like weird. I was like, damn, I feel like he built that, you know. But there's also the fact that, like, bro, this is DA, bro. Like all his chips are pushed in the middle. Like he went all in to get Derek Carr. Was no other option. I want Derek Carr, and he got him. He got his coaching staff. He got everything his hand picked. So this is him. Ain't no excuses after this, bro. Like, so he got a shot. If this team cannot win the NFC South, he got to go. He got to go, bro. And I hope he knows. I hope Mickey Loomis see that. Like, I hope Mickey Loomis see that. Ain't no excuses. I don't want to hear nothing about no injuries or nothing, bro. Unless, like, Derek Carr get injured or something. But I don't want to hear nothing about that, bro.
Man,
like,
even if Derek Carr get injured, just like, man, like, y'all was gonna roll with Jameis last year. Like,
that's what I'm saying. Then, like, look, you got Jameis as a backup. That's a good fucking backup to have.
It is,
bro.
man.
So, like, come on now. Like, this shit here, it gotta be. They win 7. You said 7 games. They win 7 games, bro. He gotta go. Period.
7, bro. I just here, and I'm not saying 7 because I'm hoping for 7. I want to make that clear.
Well, yeah, I'm at 8. I'm at 8. You know what I'm saying? So
so we not. And even if you at 8, that's still not a 500 head coaching record.
Because I keep thinking like, oh yeah, man, Derek Carr should add 2 or 3 more wins. Should be 10. Then I just think about some of them games last year, bro, that they should have won.
And
you know what I'm saying? Even though the QB play and all that stuff, but
and the offense would be better.
The QB play, it's just
bad. People have to understand. As much as I agree with the Saints not bringing back Marcus Davenport, I agree with them not bringing back David Onyemata. They got to get replacements, and they got to get younger on the defense because. Again, we are early in the offseason. They got 5-ish plus months to figure this shit out.
Yeah.
But fans need to realize the realistic possibility that this defense may take a huge regression. And the most Saints shit ever would be the offense gets it figured out. Derek Carr gets it cooking. And just like you said, bro, like wouldn't it be some shit if Derek Carr came to the Saints and offense cooking and he got the same fucking defenses he had in Oakland, bro? And it's just like it would be so apropos, bro. Like
same Raiders defense, bro. He's like, he's a bitch. I hope not. But look, man, look, the Saints defense, like honestly, bro, like say what you want about Dennis Allen. And, you know, if you listen to this podcast, we criticize him immensely. But, like, man, like, they've been like a top 10. I'm not even talking about yards and stuff, but, you know, Football Outsiders DVOA, which are really accurate at, like, analyzing the actual effectiveness of a defense compared to the rest of the league, weighing out the opponents and all that stuff. They've been a top 10 defense for, like, year after year after year after year after year since like 2017, bro. A top 10 defense, you know, and that's pretty amazing. And it's kind of it doesn't happen a lot. Like
it's even more amazing considering the fact that like Marshawn Lattimore missed majority of last season.
I ain't gonna lie, that was wild. Like that was wild for them to not just completely collapse, which I was predicting. I thought when he went out for a while, I thought they were just gonna collapse, bro. But for Lockie Taylor to come in and be solid, and Debo to kind of get better as the season went on, and they just kind of figured out the secondary to just kind of hold tight, not be a complete dumpster fire. Look, some of that was the offenses they face and stuff like that. All that plays into it. But they were solid. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if for them to take a drop off, this would be the year to drop it off, bro.
It would be, yes.
Like, that defensive line they don't have a defensive line. They don't have
one, Ryan. They got Cameron Jordan, Peyton Turner, Big Creep, and Prince.
Prince Amukamara.
I don't even know. Amukamara, I'm about to name a cornerback who has also a Saints legend. Put some respect on.
Prince Amukamara catfishing. Just trying to get back in the league, bro. Trying to come back in the league, man. Shit. Man, so they gotta figure this out. They're gonna have to like expend draft picks, free agency, and they're gonna have to hit on these guys, bro. That's the thing.
And we're talking about. I want to bring two things in the forefront. Really quick though, I just looked it up because I was just curious. The Derek Carr signing with the Saints episode got us like 3,000 plays at least on Apple alone. Very, very impressive. That shows you the thirst for quarterback it was, bro. Like
thirst.
Like 3,000 just for Derek Carr? No, not trying to offend. No offense, Derek. Anyway, so you hit on it, and I'm gonna close, or we're gonna get close to closing the pod by me saying this. We talked about how that 2018 draft class. We talked about how that 2020 draft class set back the team years. We don't even really talk about how them missing terribly thus far on Peyton Turner in 2021 at the first round pick.
Exactly.
Has also been a huge blunder. So 2018 traded basically used 2 first round picks on Marcus Davenport. Did not pan out. Was a underachieving player. Had flashes of greatness, flashes of being good, but was consistently inconsistent. That was his gift. If I'm doing my draft charts and the colors, definitely a yellow. Okay. If I were to, and I don't do this, but if I were to put draft capital in that thinking, he would be a red, honestly. But I don't usually do that. So that was a miss. Peyton Turner. That was Jeff Ireland and Ryan Nielsen. Marcus Davenport was a lot of Mickey Loomis, Jeff Ireland. Maybe Jeff this year in evaluating edge rushers, maybe y'all need to lock Jeff Ireland out the room, okay? Because they are more than likely going to look at D-line at 29. They have to draft a good player. And I get it. Period. I get it. Like the lower you go in the draft, like the percentages go low, blah, 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 blah. I don't care. They have to hit on that pick. If it's a defensive tackle, if it's an edge rusher, whoever it is, that pick has to be good. It can't be. You cannot draft another Peyton Turner like player at 29. No, you can't do it, man.
Gotta have good tape, bro. Gotta have good tape. Like, don't give me, but his RAS score is 9.82.
Don't care.
Has to have good tape. Give me a good, solid, young defensive lineman that'll produce, be healthy, be available, and give you good effort week to week over like this, athletic phenom whose tape is shit. But man, you just feel like, if we just get him in the right system and just coach him up, No. Go get you a good, solid player with good tape that has produced in college that you could project to produce in the NFL and bring him on in. Maybe he might not have 18 sacks a season, but if he's good, look like with Cam Jordan. Nobody projected Cam Jordan to be like a Hall of Fame level defensive end. You know what I'm saying? He looked like a solid 5-tech run defending defensive end. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he was projected. But he was good in every area. He had good tape. He brought him in.
Man. That's one thing about Cam Jordan at Cal. He has some good damn tape.
He had some good tape. Nobody could tell you he wasn't a hard worker. He was the most energetic person on the field every way he's been. And you brought him in, and that translated into the NFL. You know what I'm saying? So just go get a good, solid player, bro. A good, solid defensive lineman. Don't do all this super projection shit where you gotta just squint and see, like, oh man, if we put him in this, 8-tech or 9-tech, and we stretch him out, and you get, he likes to play with his. He likes to play with on his legs, but put him with his leg and his foot down and his arms down. He can get it. No. Go look at the tape, bro. Like I looked at that Turner tape and I was like, "What is this?"
We knew,
like,
bro. We knew.
What is this? I never forget that, bro. I'm like, man, what are they doing? Like, what are they doing? What did they see?
They can't have a repeat of that. Like this draft class, they hit it with Olave, they hit it with Alante, Raheem Shaheed. They hit him as an undrafted, but the jury's still out on Trevor Penning, obviously. But like this draft class, like with the needs that they have on defense, I really think their focus is probably going to be defensive line in the first round. My guess is I do think the want for running back is very real. I know that the want for running back is very real. Would not surprise me at all to see them use,
it was interesting you didn't see any running back movement today much. There was a talk about the Chargers, Austin Eckler, looking out there, but there really wasn't any movement as far as like them being signed.
None of the tight ends yet agreed to any deals or anything like that. It's all like usually it's the NFL will always show you what they feel are crucial positions. So who got signed today? Edge rushers, defensive linemen, some quarterbacks, safeties, surprisingly.
Safeties.
Offensive linemen and off the ball linebacker, that one's kind of like an outlier. And safeties typically get signed, but they usually don't get signed much. But like that Jesse Bates contract was kind of eye-opening.
You got to be like a really good safety. Really good safeties get paid.
Saints and Jurisbird, since Ryan wants to put that back on the top.
He was a really good safety at the time.
He was, bro. I'm not disagreeing with you. But yeah, I mean, again, there's some players that signed today, bro, that I'm like going through Spot Track right now, and I was like, wait, they saw like this? Like that's how much movement there was today.
It was ridiculous, bro.
It was, man. There's some players. I'm legitimately saying like some players signed today that I had no clue about. Like no clue about. Also, big shout out to Sean Payton for signing Alex Singleton. Glad that he got his white linebacker. Just continuing that momentum.
Sean Payton get on my fucking nerves, bro. He signed Chris Manhertz.
I saw that, bro.
Man, like you let that man leave, please. Float around the league for years.
Talk about it, Ryan.
And this dude, as far as like athletics, like grad score and all that, he was ridiculous.
Through the charts.
Blew the charts. You let this man leave, and now you want to bring him back, pay him like $6 million guaranteed or some shit. Chris Manhertz.
But for the Broncos.
I'm wondering. I was curious to see if Deontay Hardy light up anybody today, bro. No calls, no missed calls, no messages,
nothing, bro. Can I just say, and I don't know if this is going to work out, but Eric Kendricks going to the Chargers really just upset me. Just upset me. Also, fuck the 49ers.
Fuck them. Bruh. Like, come on now.
That to me is, how do I word this? One thing, as much as there's been a huge power struggle between John Lynch, Kyle Shanahan, they have continuously been able to find a way that, okay, yes, we're going to lose some defensive talent because that's, our defense just, is just so good. We lose talent that they just continue each offseason, just reinforcing it, just keeping it a strength. And I feel like the Saints try to do that, but like their scouting isn't as good.
They don't have that eye, bro.
They don't, bro. Like, especially since Dennis Allen's only had one season, but it's like, oh, okay, we can let Marcus go, and we can just bring in Marcus May, and then we'll get Honey Badger, and then and it's like, no, like, I just went out and got Javon Heartbreak, bro. Like, him on that line next to Magabosa, like, I don't Fred Warner. I don't.
Man.
Oh,
John Lynch, bro. I underestimated him, bro. Dude, he ain't been perfect. He had a couple of misses here and there. Obviously Trey Lance, I wouldn't call him a miss yet, but he ain't looking good.
It's looking miss-ish.
But, he's done a good job, man. I got to give him that. I know a lot of it's helped by, Kyle Shanahan, obviously. But he's done a solid job, bro. I didn't expect that.
He has. Anyway, that kind of just is a recap on day one of free agency or tampering period, whatever you want to call it. Wrapping it up, we did, we felt like we had to put something out with there's so many moves being made, former Saints players going to other teams. We needed to get this out there. So it's out there. This is for sure not going to be the only fucking podcast we do this week. We just know it. But thank y'all for the support. We got you guys.
Let me throw one thing out there. Got to give a shout out to old Drew Brees, man. Drew Brees coming in the clutch and locking down that Derek Carr signing, which Carr even said himself, like Drew Brees' words was the reason he's sitting there. You know what I'm saying? Like, right. That's crazy. Like, that's crazy that, Drew Brees still out there, winning for us, bro.
What'd he say, man? He said he's the Saints for life. It's always going to be us. It's always going to be we.
That put a smile on my face, bro. I'm sorry, man. I'm a big fucking softy.
Don't apologize, bro.
It's just a big fucking softy, bro. Like, damn. Like, thank you, Drew. Thank you. You know what I'm saying? So he had to say shit. He could, man. I'm not talking to fucking Derek Carr, man. I'm out here blowing money, scamming,
getting fake lightning struck to get more money. Out here living.
But for them to do that, bro, and just really, just kind of seal a deal, man, that's what's up.
It is, man. It's dope as hell. We truly appreciate all the support we get. This is time. I know it's the off season, but like this next, I'm gonna say like next month, 2 months.
Oh yeah.
There's not a better time to be a Patreon and being in the Discord. For days like this.
We dropped a podcast over the weekend just for Patreons.
Boom. Like, y'all, it released to the public this morning, but Patreons had it all weekend. So days like this are just the days where, like, being a Patreon, being in the Discord just has so much advantages and perks, and, people always talking about, what's going on, and so fucking busy. It's just, it's special. It's special. So if you haven't became a Patreon, if you want to, please do. Even if it's just a buck a month, it gets you access to the Discord and things like that. So thank y'all for supporting us. We will be back sometime this week. It might be as soon as tomorrow, bro. We never know. We don't know what's gonna happen this week, bro. We just figuring it out as we go. But we got you guys covered. Thank you for the support. We'll be back this week. With that, we're out.
Peace.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer, he hears things differently. To the untrained ear, everything on his shop floor might sound fine, but he can hear gears grinding or a belt slipping. So he steps in to fix the problem at hand before it gets out of hand. And he knows Grainger's got the right product he needs to get the job done, which is music to his ears. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.